Hi there, Spitfire here with Game Mode 5. Today I'd like to talk to you guys about things that I just can't figure out. Like, for instance, constellations. You guys must be on acid, because I don't see all of these spoons and dippers and bears and crazy crap that you guys see in the sky. At some point, you just have to realize that these constellations were figured out by men who had way too much time on their hands. Of course, this was before the internet and porn. Dimensions beyond the third. Now, I understand we've got height, width, depth, but when you get past that into time and space and all this other miscellaneous stuff, to me, it sounds like when the moon is in the 7th house of Jupiter aligns, yeah. I imagine that it's just a way of measuring the existence of an event. To understand width, depth, and height is to basically be able to pinpoint that there are two different places, which Paris and New York are in two different spots. But when it comes to the other dimensions, I have no clue. My mind is blown. Hair growth. Seriously, how is it that our arm hair knows at what point to stop growing? Like, I can shave it all off. It'll grow back to the exact same length it is now. I will never understand that. All of this stuff going on in the Middle East. The way I understand it, for hundreds of years, the Muslim world was scientifically and culturally more advanced than the West. However, at some point, this all changed, and the West leapt forward during the Renaissance and the Industrial Revolution, while the Muslim world fell behind. The Ottoman Empire borrowed large sums of money from the French, and after that, I don't get it. Somehow women ended up wearing burqas in the 1970s. The stock market. Seriously, now I've seen videos of the stock market, and it's my understanding that it's a floor full of grown men yelling buy, sell, and trade, and somehow there are people that walk around making notes in little handheld notebooks, and they somehow get it, and they get it all. I do not get this. How to fold fitted sheets. This one escapes me. But here's my basic demonstration of how you're supposed to do this. You take your hand like this, you put the corner on there, you take your hand like this, you put the corner on there, and if it's a white sheet, it's kind of like playing dolls with two KKK members. And then you put this here and that there, and by the time you're done, your sheet is rolled up on the floor, and you've got it soaked with gasoline, you light it on fire. Pregnancy. Somehow, my wife is a people factory. German currency. Why the hell isn't it called Germony? Death. Is it just like closing your eyes and drifting into nothingness with no control over your body? Or is it just nothingness itself? What is nothingness? Now, seeing as I've never experienced nothingness, my brain just can't fathom it. The way I look at it is this. I don't really remember any consciousness before I was born, and going back to that wouldn't necessarily be so bad. At worst, we find out that the Mormons were right, and we burn in hell for all of eternity. Wait, Mormons don't really believe in hell, so in that sense, maybe that's the best thing that could happen? Quantum physics. If I ever come across a quantum Y concept, and it makes perfect sense to me, I probably don't fully understand it. If you're not hella weirded out by something that acts like a particle and a wave, then you really need to think about it some more, or decide that you're okay with a certain amount of ignorance in your life. Speaking of ignorance, let's move on. How the universe got here. I mean, there must have been something here the whole time, because everything can't just appear for no reason. But then, how did that get here? My brain just can't handle it. But then again, seeing as time is a property of the universe, then there was no universe before it was created. Therefore, there is no whole time. And some people believe that there's an intelligent creator, a designer of the universe. But then you have to ask yourself, where did they come from? For that creator to be the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, there must be an Alpha, a beginning, and where is that beginning? And to throw this a little bit crazier to you, gravity actually bends the fabric of space and time. One thing I think I'll never get, people who comment on porn videos. Seriously, I don't understand who takes the time to do something like that mid... You know. It's like, seriously, got my lotion in this hand, got my more lotion in this hand, and I just go, I have to type out that they didn't write this in proper French on the chalkboard. Really? I understand the concept. You do have at least one hand free. Most of us have one hand free. Electricity. I just don't get it. My mind is blown. Like, I have no idea. Nuclear, wind turbines, solar, water-powered, solar panels. None of it. No clue. My basic flowchart goes something like this. Sun, solar panels, electricity, happiness and money. Of course, you could probably go ahead and expand that to be something like this. Happiness and money, confidence, new hot partner, wife finds out, divorce, living on the streets, take meth, take cocaine, overdose. Don't overdose on cocaine. Get rid of cable and switch to DirecTV. And last but not least, infinity. Try for a moment to just wrap your head around the concept that something will go on forever and ever and ever and never end. I can't do it. So that being said, and that's over and done with and whatnot, and this, that, and the other thing, till next time, I'm Spitfire with Game Mode 5. Like, subscribe, comments please.